Praise God. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. I thank God for the new year 2023. Happy New Year. Yes. This time round nimekuja na topic ambayo imetusumbua sisi wengine as youngsters in the church, na sometimes tumekuwa tukijiuliza doing this, is it evil? How should I do it? How do I do it? Some of African cultures zingine zimekuwa zikikuwa ngumu to some young generation in the church, na sometimes wengine wamefanya nikaleta some vessels of honor within us here, na watatuweza kutupeleka through like this issue ya naming after and naming. Why should we name? Is it important? Should we just ignore sababu tumeokoka? Should we just ignore sema mtu fulani wetu ni mlevi, wacha tu ikae nisimname? Or should we name after them? It's something metudisturb sana watu wa church na wengine ambao tumeona ni kama we are not okay with this one. Okay, this nikaleta hawa and with me here is some vessels of honor. Tuwasikilize na watuambie wanaitwaje ndio tuendelee. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Madam Stella, for this forum. I'm Jane Nyawera. By profession, I'm a teacher, and I really want to thank Madam Stella for the topic, and we believe we shall have good time.
Amen, amen. There is another friend of mine over here. Yes, come up. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, my sister Stella. I am Grace Wadi. I'm also a teacher by profession.
Come up. Sauti.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a teacher by profession. I also do counseling. I also help the youth in one way or another. So I believe that we are going to help you people as we continue and as God helps us.
Amen, amen. Now, sincerely speaking, naming after, it has been something in the church, young generation. We don't know what to do. We don't know whether it's important or not. We don't know, should we ignore it? Let us be told by Mrs. Mukiri here. She is born again. She is a teacher. She is blessed. Let us hear from her what she knows about naming after. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Sister Stella. Let me start by saying that naming after somebody is very, very important. It has been there many years ago, even in a traditional. We name children after our fathers, after our mom, and it is very, very important. Why do we name? Why do we give children names from our forefathers or our parents? One of the most important thing we maintain the history of the family. We maintain the history of the family. That name will be there from one generation to another, and it is important for remembrance of that person. Number two, naming also, it has volume. What do I mean by that? For example, if I have a sister and I name my child after my sister, that shows a very great love to that sister of mine. In fact, it really encourages my sister to see that I've named my child after her. So, for one, it can also bring unity in the family, and it can even make people to live in harmony. So, I can surely say, Stella, naming is important. It has been there even in the Bible. It has been there. So, we should keep on naming our children. We should keep that culture. We should keep on giving our children the names that have been there.
So, wait a bit. There is something I don't know, which I'm like to elaborate to us. Okay, when you name a child after, do you make that child like the other one? For example, if I name my child after my father, do I really mean that this child is my father? And there is something that we feel like if we name a child after, for example, my grandfather, is like now it's not my child. He is that person. How do you see? Because if we say it's important. Okay, I don't want to become negative, but you see, there is that. Okay, we shall be. Unites. Yes, you make them feel proud. But if my sister behaves maybe as a negative in behavior. Okay, I don't want to kuongea sana. Let me continue hearing from her. She will come up telling us all those things that I am bringing.
For example, Madam Stella, if I name my son after my father, for one, I'm honoring my father. And that thing will make my father to be proud of me. And when I give my child the name of my father, that it doesn't mean that that child of mine will carry the characters of my father. Kama baba yangu alikuwa mlevi, na maybe I've called my child jina ya my father, doesn't mean that child of mine will behave like my father. But at least that honoring that name, that continuity of that name, I think it is the key point. Because if we say we ignore, then we shall kill our culture. We shall kill our tradition. Remember, we are Africans, and that thing has been there. So changing it, it is hard and it is impossible, because it has been there many long time ago, and it will continue to be there from one generation to another. So I think naming child after somebody, it is important.
Okay. That is Mrs. Mokiri on the importance of naming a town after someone. Let me hear from Mrs. Mwangi. Mrs. Mwangi, tell us, what are those importance of naming a town after someone?
Okay, me, I will say that naming has got a positive effect, and at the same time, it has a negative effect. I will say first and foremost, naming is an important thing, as my sister has put it, because once you name a child after a relative, after a brother, after your father, these people feel so good. They feel like it's like they've been reborn. It's like something very important has happened into this world. And they even feel that when they are gone, their names will still be there. They will be remembered by generations and generations. But it is always also good to remember that there is a name you can give to a person, and that a name brings a negative effect to this person. Or maybe the name, let's say, for example, you've called a person, which name now can I use? You've called a person
Kenywa.
Kenywa. Kenywa in my language means drinking. And I have met so many people, by this name who are drunkards. So I could be naming this person after the grandpa. And when this person now has been called this name, Kenywa, I don't know what happens. Unaona ya kwamba huyu mtu ameanza amebaki, amekunywa. I don't know. There are some people who have even gone to churches seeking for spiritual assistance. And after going to churches and maybe the pastors have prayed over these people, you see now their lives starts changing. So according to me, naming has an effect.
Oh yes, naming have effect.
A negative effect. Yes.
Okay. We shall look at the negative effects. How should you do about naming after? All these people are going to guide us because I know they have the knowledge of Christ. When we come to the part 2 of this, all right.